Hey guys, and welcome back to another video of ECK Sports, and today I am back at it with another video, and this time I have an interview with the former Magic star Jason Chadwick. Thank you for joining on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And by the way, we had one failed recording where my computer shut off somehow, so thank you, Jason, for staying here, and you're just awesome. You come on all these
of course.
podcasts with Faye the Mahoney. Shout out to them. The first question that I'm going to ask you is, how does it feel being traded mid-season? Not many players get to say that they wore two different jerseys in the same season.
I didn't want to get traded this year when we started the year. Thought bouncing off last season, we could definitely make the playoffs, and we were just trying to get to the World Series this year with the Magic. That didn't happen. We fell off a cliff. Trevor couldn't hit, I couldn't hit, couldn't pitch, Jordan couldn't hit, Liam couldn't hit, Jack couldn't hit. So it was just a bad year. So now I'm obviously excited because obviously now I'm inserted back into a playoff race. The Gators, it's just more exciting with football for me, playing on the Gators now than the Magic, opposed to playing just a meaningless series against the Mallards. It's definitely exciting and a little disheartening at the same time.
So also, were there any other teams that you wanted to go to or that offered the Magic a trade? Because I heard Jack say on the podcast that multiple teams were interested.
Yeah, so I know the only two managers that reached out to me personally was Jimmy to the D-backs, Zerlag obviously because he traded for me, and Sailor reached out to me with the Wildcats. So I'm not quite sure if you ever talked to Kyle about it. And the only teams I know that did not were the Mallards. And then I said I just didn't really feel like I wanted to play for the Preds or the Cobras. Nothing against them. They kind of just have their core players that I just wasn't going to be able to fit into. So the Eagles, I'm not sure if they did or not. Jack didn't really tell me any of the offers or who reached out to him. He just kind of asked me if the Gators were a solid team. So I said yes.
Me personally, I thought that the Eagles were the least likely team to trade for you, just because they have 5 really good players. I just don't really think they needed anyone else. I think you're a pretty good fit with the Gators. That will lead us right into our next question. How do you think that you fit in with the Gators? You have Cheatham.
Yeah.
He's the star player. You got Zerlag can hit. You and Georgie, I would say, are pretty similar, but I think you're probably a little bit better. So, just how do you think about that?
Yeah, I definitely think we fit in really well. It's not even just the chemistry part of things. I think adding another lefty bat like me now balances them out with me and Zerlag from the left side, Chris and Georgie from the right side. And I think my hitting style complements the way Chris hits because I can hit for a high average, and I know I can. I know the stats don't show it. But Chris will never really hit for a high average, but he'll always be really good with his power numbers. And Jorgie gets on base a lot too. He doesn't hit homers. So I think we all kind of just complement each other in that lineup, and I think it's a good fit.
I believe you guys are now the only team to have more lefty hitters than righty hitters in the league. You guys have 3 lefty hitters now. You, Reese, and Zerlag, and then there's 2 righties. So I think that's kind of interesting. And being a lefty myself, I love it. So maybe I should start rooting for the Gators. No, I'm just kidding. So you mentioned about your contact hitting, and you're hitting 350 over the last 5 or 6 games. I don't remember the exact number. How do you feel about that? You really showed that you can hit contact, like you said.
Yeah, honestly, my first series just plummeted my average so bad because I was 1 for 14 in that series. So I think, if you take away that first series, I'm probably hitting above 250 right now. So I know I'm a better hitter than my average, and statistics show. I love how I'm playing, at least hitting wise right now, and I'm hoping to carry that into our next series.
Yeah. So how do you feel about matching up against the Wildcats? Obviously, a great team. Do you think? How do you think you kind of match up against them?
Yeah. So we all saw what Chris did against them the last time they played. Chris sees Kyle extremely well, which is maybe an understatement from that World Series. And the last time they haven't lost a series to the Wildcats yet. They're 2-0. So I definitely think we still match up well. Personally, Kyle gives me the most trouble in the league because as a lefty, his screwball is pretty impossible to hit. Being a lefty, I definitely think I can still make an impact, and I think Georgie and Chris and Zerlag, we can all do our own roles and jobs to get the series win.
So how do you think about the Magic side of this trade now? Obviously you got traded to the Gators and they got the player, and now the Magic got the pick. So what do you think about them now and their future?
Yeah, so when I got traded, I knew I'd be able to get 2 picks just based off of my past reputation, and teams know how good I can be. And I was really good in the playoffs my rookie year and last year also at the bat. So I told Jack to try to get 2 picks for me, because I wasn't going to make him trade me for nothing, because I still love that organization. So when he told me he'd get 2 picks from the Gators, I was thrilled for him. I think he really did a really good job at getting a return for me. So I was happy with both sides of it, and I think the Magic definitely got their fair share of it plus more. So
a lot of people, including me, thought that you should become the captain of the Magic possibly. I mean, how would you have felt about that if you were to become the captain?
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved that that title. Obviously, I think it's pretty well known that I've had a very significant role in assembling this team, just based off of the players that are on the team. Curdy was not my idea, which sounds crazy. Jack
said that. Yeah.
Jack actually texted me asking if Jordan Curdy was good at wiffle ball. So that I'm not taking ownership of. Liam was me. I'm the one that, because that was when we needed a second pitcher. I knew he was a capable guy in 2020. So, and Trevor was kind of a mixture. I was with Trevor on vacation the entire week that trade was getting negotiated. So I would kind of tell Jack, like, what Trevor wanted, what I think we can get back, or what we should be giving them, stuff like that. And Jack was kind of doing the behind the scenes negotiation work of it. So I think it was definitely a team, a partnership assembling this team. But I mean, yeah, if I was an actual captain, that would have been an awesome role.
Yeah, that would have been great. And I really think that you deserve it. I think, when watching the videos, I really think that you and Curdy are, you're always having fun out there. You always want to be there and all that kind of stuff. So I think you would have been perfect for that role. And also, I remember you looked through it, but what do you think of the MLW Sim League?
I love it. I love you guys. I periodically get DMs, because I have my Discord DMs off, because obviously being an MLW player, I know no pinging is a rule, but sometimes people will slip up and do it. So I ended up especially a news like this would come out, and I would just get flooded with DMs. I think I got 70 total DMs in one day. That trade was announced. So I don't have my Discord. Yeah, I don't have my Discord notifications on. So that's why when if you would message me, I would take a day to reply, because I'll only go to Discord every once in a while. But yeah, I mean, I'll check in on that Sim League, and I obviously, for some reason, I'm a freak of nature in that league. So I looked at the rosters and I was like, why am I 5 stars? But
well, yeah, that's because so you started out, and when it was started out, the ratings were based on
performance, and so my hitting wasn't that good. Then I checked back a week later and I was up to 4 stars. And I checked back a week later after that, I was up to 5. And I was like, geez. So now I check it, because now I just love seeing how many home runs I hit each series. So I'll go through the series logs that I play in.
That's awesome.
And I'll look for my name on there. So I think it's a dope idea.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think you were second in home runs. You would have been first, but
the
last game of the season, Norp hit 4. So
it's whatever. Norp does that in real life too. So whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So you talked about in the other version of this, you talked about you obviously playing a lot with the other Trenton guys. So out of all the Trenton guys, that being Jorgie, Chris, Bonham, you know what I'm talking about. Who's the easiest and hardest pitcher to face out of all of them?
Easiest is Trevor. You guys, it was weird. Trevor was almost won the Cy Young last year, but if you ask any of us, we've seen him pitching, and to us, Trevor's the easiest pitcher to hit by far. And hardest would probably be Jorgie, in my opinion, just because he has so many different pitches. It's kind of tough. I If you ask them, I will be their answer for hardest to hit. They can never hit me for some reason. Like they can never hit me. I would say Trevor's the easiest, Jordy's the hardest.
Interesting, because I think it's like the opposite in MLW.
Yeah, in MLW, Trevor's the best and Jordy's the worst.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think like film wise, you used to be the easiest. Like I did a whole film
Yeah.
on you, but then you switched some things up. Now you're
I mean, it used to be me. Then I started adding like my different drop balls, my slide drops, my overhand drops, and they had a much harder time hitting off me after that.
Yeah,
But
I think like yeah.
We don't play that much now. Like we used to play like twice a week when we weren't in the league. But now that we're in the league, we honestly only play like games against each other once a month or something along those lines. So it's not really that much we play against each other.
All right, well, this Zoom meeting is about to end on itself. So thank you, Jason, for joining. It was great. You're the first ever MLW player on this channel. So yeah, it's great. Thank you for joining. And I hope everyone enjoyed this video. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.